Minus X minus 10.
Bobby Portis, the magic man, arrives just in time.
9.
Matt Jones may take it to the house. And the dunk.
8.
Wilson will keep it. Nobody expected that.
7.
You got to get out of here. Bobby Portis with a go-ahead home run. Oh, my goodness.
6.
And that is Ken Hamlin.
5.
Number 5, you better look at him a little closer. He's a football player.
4.
Look at the moves by Woodson. Tough shot.
3.
Hagen Smith has tied the school record with 17 strikeouts.
2.
This is for Armstrong that goes down and makes a nice catch.
1.
Arkansas gets it right back. Council, and he lays it in.
This is The Morning Rush. Weekdays from 9 to 11 with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. Online at rathmitsubishi.com. You're rolling with Rath on The Morning Rush.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
It costs you the rest of your roster when you have that much dead money.
Oh, Tommy calls me dead money every single day, Tom, so it could be worse.
Dead weight, not dead money, just dead weight.
That's sucking away money each and every day.
Did you make a New Year's resolution to be nicer to Ty?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But there's always next year. We can hope.
That's what 2026 is for, Tom.
Yeah, the year of niceness.
This is The Morning Rush.
All right, let's just start right there. That's a beef. I thought this was going to be a pleasant, compassionate 2025. I thought that I was going to get nothing but adulation, nothing but camaraderie from my fellow coworkers. And instead, apparently I'm going to have to wait till 2026.
You thought wrong.
A sheer bummer.
You thought wrong.
A sheer bummer here this morning. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. It's brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. We
Just
can
be
get
glad
in.
we're letting you sit inside today.
Yeah, it's a cold one. What is it supposed to be tonight at tip-off?
Dark.
Yeah, dark, windy. You were in the snow yesterday. All right.
Man, was that wild or what?
Any guesses tonight at tip-off at 6 o'clock in Bud Walner?
Oh.
Of course, it's not going to be this inside, but what are our guesses?
23 outside?
Okay. Colton?
I would say probably somewhere in the low 20s as well. It was super chilly yesterday.
You're one off. It's 24
All
tonight
right.
at tip-off inside of Bud Walner. You can listen to it right here on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and our Hit That Line Now app brought to you by Taco Bell. And we always have it for you here on these radio stations. So take advantage of that. Watch it on ESPN2. Tom Hart's going to be along with us in just a bit for our opening drive. Hope Tom's made it to Fayetteville. I mean, most of the time the guys get in the day before when it comes to calling a game and everything, but hopefully there's not any issue when it comes to like driving, flying and everything.
Why would there? Well, I mean, getting into Fayetteville shouldn't be a problem.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, you might be coming from somewhere that's a problem, but I mean, nothing's happened yet other than
what was
that
a pocket in Springdale?
Yeah, let me get to that in just a second.
Okay.
Richard's Country Meat Market brings you What's Your Beef Wednesday. Stop by and see them just off College in Fayetteville at 3042 North Market Avenue. You can find them online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Everything you need, whether it's a big old roast. My wife did a roast the other night from Richard's, and it was great with the carrots and the potatoes. You can get beef tenderloin. You can get fresh fish. You can get everything you need. Maybe you want to do a shrimp boil sometime later this year. They can fix you up with everything you need for that. Richard's Country Meat Market, 443-0000 or richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Yeah, I mean, so when you look out the window and it's just snow coming down, you assume like everyone in the general vicinity of where you're at, is getting snow as well. And I had no reason not to play, but I'm looking at the radar and I'm like, Ruskin, I think we mentioned this on the air. Why is none of this on the radar? And he had no explanation other than, well, maybe it's below the radar. But, nothing made sense. I leave after the show to go to an appointment, and I drive like less than a mile, and there's been no snow. I'm like, now this is wild.
Just the metropolis.
I get just past the Tyson headquarters to like Johnson Road, and there's nothing. So I saw the news story on Channel 5 that I guess
John Tyson paid for his employees to get snow.
Well, I don't know. But that
Over
pretty
every-
much it snowed, I mean, in a very isolated pocket, but it was not just like, I mean, it wasn't a, half foot of snow, but it was an inch or more.
It's crazy that
I sent you that picture. Our parking lot was covered.
It's crazy that two of the best Fortune 100 companies are right next to each other, Tyson and ESPN Arkansas. How close they are in proximity.
We're just a few notches ahead of them, on the Fortune list. But that was great. I mean, cars were sliding off the road. I saw a picture of one car that went underneath a tractor trailer, and I was talking to people like, "What? There's nothing coming down here in Bentonville." My brother, I called him. It ain't snowing here in Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but I just talked to one of my guys.
I got a question,
and it was like, he said, there's cars all over the place on 71B in Springdale.
Is Teddy one of the blue collar guys for APAC, or is he a white collar guy for APAC? I've always been curious. He looks like he's got like man hands that he would actually be out and about every once in a while. Does he not? Is he just sitting in a cubicle?
He's the sales manager in Northwest Arkansas. So but you see how hard I work, going at sale. I mean, you got to wipe the sweat off your brows
every once in a while. Okay. I was just kind of curious. I've never seen him actually at a not that we go to job sites or anything,
old for that now.
But I was just kind of curious. Yeah, we are getting old. I'm debating. Let me ask you this, and we're about to get our opening drive with Tom Hart, and it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Should I try and clean my own gutters, or should I just pay someone to do it? There's the possibility I fall off and I can't work for a week or two.
What would be better for the show, Colton? I think you should try to clean your gutters. Yeah.
I don't know where the roof entrance is, or like.
What do you mean roof entrance?
Well, like
how do you clean a gutter?
There's typically there's areas I can like come out of my upstairs window, I guess, but there's certain areas to roofs that are easier to access than others.
If you don't know where to go, I would definitely not do it on your own.
Generally, you take a ladder and you prop it up against
but there's
the side of the house. And
it's kind of like
gutters by hand.
Is it a perforated like tab when like you open up a snack or something? It's kind of already ripped a little bit. That's kind of like the ladder entrance. Like, hey, this is kind of set up for you to get up on the roof. I don't know where that spot on my house is, if that makes sense.
It's on the outside of your house.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like where specifically. There's usually spots to get up there. I guess I just need to.
If you're going to
circle the house and see.
Do you think you clean the gutters from the roof or from the ladder?
From the roof. I'm going to get up on the roof and do it that way.
No. That's a great way to fall off.
Well, we'll see what happens. Time to get into our opening drive.
Barford, Beard, Gafford, buckle up! Oh, we've seen it before, and we see it again. This is insane. Not bad for the little drummer boy from El Dorado, Arkansas.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
Brennan suggests get up on the roof with a blower. My dad did give me a
Not right
blower.
now.
Not now?
No,
It's too,
you've had
too cold.
moisture on the roof that could be slick, and B, everything would be soggy in there.
Okay, before we get into the nitty-gritty of basketball with our friend Tom Hart, ESPN, who's on the call tonight, with Dane Bradshaw.
You think Tom Hart cleans his own gutters?
I don't know. Let's ask him. Tom, do you clean your own gutters?
No, that is a capital N, capital O.
No, he does not.
No chance. Listen, I'm like you. If I'm asking these same really, quite frank, ignorant questions, but I'm in this with you. Like, I don't even know how to get on my roof. So that's the first sign that I shouldn't be on my roof.
Yeah, so I have to lead him down the path, Tom.
He wants me to get insured.
Answer some of his questions and make him realize that, hey, my question's so bad, I just need to move on to, it's easier to go hire somebody and make money doing something else than do it myself.
Yeah.
He's just going to hurt himself if we let him do this.
But we shouldn't need to use the Socratic method to convince him not to put himself in danger. That should just be,
he's very
human
stubborn.
Nature.
He's very stubborn.
Tom, the more people tell me I can't do something, the more likely I am to actually try and attempt it. So he knows me all too well.
You know what? I bet you can't clean your chimney either.
We'll give it a whirl. Well, Tom, we played that clip during our opening drive, brought to you by First Financial Mortgage. That call back in 2018. I know you've had some good calls, not just Arkansas sports, SEC football, baseball, basketball, but that's the one that always stays with me. Nashville, Daniel Gafford on a breakaway, who, by the way, leads the NBA right now in field goal percentage. What do you remember about that fast break and one of the best dunkers in Arkansas history?
Are we sure that was Nashville? Could that have been St. Louis?
It might have. Okay, now you're correct. Now I know it was an SEC tournament. I forgot there was a blip.
Yeah.
That wasn't. There was.
Do their homework.
Well, I looked at the highlight and I'm like, they're always in Nashville, and that's the one that wasn't in Nashville. But you're right. Your point's well made.
Or Tampa.
And the lower level of the arena looks the same. It's both like the blue and the yellow that the Blues have and the Preds have. It's very similar. I remember that was. It's kind of a negative memory relative to where we are with SEC basketball, that tournament itself really needed some life. Like it was, I don't remember what happened at the very end, but I remember what it was like in the beginning of the week. Missouri had Michael Porter Jr. Missouri had a first chance to host really the tournament. And it did not go well. Porter got hurt. There was no excitement around the Missouri program. And the people of St. Louis, who are normally huge sports fans, right, and very civic-minded and proud, really didn't come out and support the tournament. So that's the first thing I thought of. Like, man, we need some life in this building and some juice in these broadcasts. And Daniel Gafford that dude was so much fun to watch and still is. Like he jumped absolutely out of the building. You know what? He could clean your roof without the ladder.
Absolutely.
That he could. Now, go ahead.
Last night, what the hell happened around this league? We thought we had it all figured out after one game. Tennessee's really good. Auburn needs to play 40 minutes. Kentucky's going to roll over Georgia. And I don't think we have anything figured out after watching last night's slate. Who knows what tonight holds, Tom?
Yeah, last night was really interesting. Georgia is as talented as they've ever been. Anthony Edwards is the best player that came through there in recent history. But they have a couple of guys. They got another guy who could be like Anthony Edwards in terms of the draft, maybe not number one overall, but there are so many top 10 picks in this league. Everybody's got one. Texas has Trey Johnson. He may go number one. That was a big reason they were able to hang with Auburn. They got production from other pieces, but Trey Johnson is this player's kind of comp recently would be to Brandon Miller. Like when the ball is in his hands, other guys end up wide open. My takeaway from last night, guys, is that Mississippi State, to win on the road in this league is going to be very hard because the talent gap is as small as it's ever been between, say, 1 through 14 or 15. And I think Mississippi State is a team that's flown under the radar all season, and they showed it again by winning on the road at Vandy.
Yeah. What do you expect tonight? Ole Miss is a team that doesn't turn the ball over a lot, doesn't give you a lot of opportunities by being careless. And Arkansas, I'm sure, is wanting to prove some things from a rebounding standpoint where they got exposed against Tennessee. What will we see tonight, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think that, this is a really good matchup for Arkansas given its lack of depth. Ole Miss is not a team that's going to push the tempo. They are going to make you work really hard on the offensive end. And because they don't turn the ball over, then they're cool with shrinking the possessions because they're gonna try and get the most out of theirs. I think, when I look at this Arkansas team so far, yeah, there's some good wins, but it will be a minute before all of these guys, especially I say new guys, they're just newcomers. Boogie Flynn has been sensational from a distribution standpoint. But I don't think this team, for a variety of reasons, injuries at the forefront, has really hit its stride in what its identity is offensively. Cal's never going to be a guy that, plays 12 dudes like Nate Oates or Dennis Gates would. But it does sometimes take his team's time to find the rhythm and expectation, not just from him, but from their teammates, because so many guys are playing together for the first time.
Tom, who are you excited to watch tonight? I know there's a couple players you could select, but who do you want to mostly hone in on?
I want to see Boogie Flan. I haven't seen him in person, and his assist to turnover ratio over the last 7 games is just through the roof. It's better than 7-1. And I want to see if, there can be some consistency in his game. He doesn't have to shoot 58% from the floor, but we got to get closer to 50, with as amount of time as the ball stays in his hands. And in fact, I was just reminded, Cal has had elite point guards, at all shapes and sizes, from Tyler Ulis to Derrick Rose. And I was around his Memphis team when Rose was there. And it was about this time of the year where Rose was struggling, kind of finding his shot and getting the ball to go in the hole. So one day after practice, Calipari pulls him aside and he says, "Hey, where are the 3 places you like to score from?" And it sounds really simple. And Derrick Rose said, "Well, I like to get to the rim with my right hand. I like a 15-foot pull-up jumper, and I like a three-pointer just off of center." And Cal said, "That's great. Don't shoot anywhere else tonight. Just focus on getting to those 3 places." And Rose's numbers as an early freshman were not good. They weren't MVP worthy. He really blew up about this time of year, and once they got into conference play, he took off.
Yeah, you think about Cal was at Derrick Rose Appreciation Night earlier in Chicago this week. You referenced Tyler Ulis, who's on staff. So, Tom, don't you think Cal does a good job of just keeping up with his former players and making sure not just in their playing days, but that they find coaching jobs too?
Oh, I don't think there's anybody better, and he revels in it. He was, I'm sure, I haven't talked to him about it, I'm sure he was thrilled to be in Chicago and to be around that level of excitement. For a guy like Derrick Rose, who if he had 2 good knees, would have, well, it sounds sacrilegious to say he would have rivaled Jordan, but he could have if he had stayed healthy, especially being with that franchise. And that's, by the way, Cal's relationships with his former players is what kind of makes the whole operation tick, because everything that he does and has done is focused around the players, being a player-first program. People don't really think of it this way, but Nick Saban was the same way when he was at Alabama. It was about what can we do to get the most value out of you so you can get the most value out of that next level. And, the secret sauce is Cal showing up not just on draft night, but on the, retirement ceremony night, on the, at the NBA Finals, going to he went to the Cubs World Series game when LeBron was there, the Cubs in Cleveland. He is where he needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom Hart with us, ESPN, on the call for tonight's Arkansas Ole Miss game. You've done this a long time. Is it still weird to you saying Arkansas head coach John Calipari? Has that really settled with you yet?
No, it's definitely weird. In fact, I was making plans for my travel, and I had, for some reason, Kentucky stuck in my head. I was like, "Oh yeah, I got Kentucky, Ole Miss, Kentucky." No, that's not. He doesn't coach there anymore. He's at that other place, So he's wearing a totally different color right now. But listen, I think it was not to get into revisionist history. It was the perfect move for him, for the Arkansas program, for the Kentucky program, and to be quite frank, it was a great move for this league. Kentucky got this revitalization under Mark Pope, and the best coach, one of the best coaches in college basketball, and the winningest coach in college basketball, who will probably pass Dean Smith in all-time wins this year, gets to stay within the league, which a league, as you know, is absolutely loaded with elite coaches.
So is that the reason this league is considered by far and away the best college basketball league? Is it the coaches? What is the straw making the stirring the drink this year that's really ramped up the SEC's national profile?
Well, I hate to be crass, but you just follow the money. I mean, there's more money in this league than any other league not named the Big Ten. And so when the call came out from the tower in Birmingham and said, get better at men's basketball, it's embarrassing to only have 3 teams in the NCAA tournament, which is what happened to this league a couple of times. Universities and athletic departments started to invest a little bit more. I think that started with the coaches because that drove the expectations. And I think it followed, the facilities have always been great, but also to be at the forefront of NIL. I mean, there are fewer recruiting questions about facilities these days and more about the bank account. And there are alums in this league that really want to see their program do well. And now they can help directly above board and know exactly, where their money is going. And so that's why I think you see these further investments. No different than, Michigan finding a rich alum to find a great quarterback. But and that talent, we're putting together, a list for tonight. I don't know this for a fact because I'd have to go back and do some historical research, but the first round talent in this league, even if it's not as good as it's ever been, it's more evenly distributed than it's ever been. And I think that parity is good for the game.
So all of that said, and not necessarily this season, but say a 3-4 year window for John Calipari, what do you think the ceiling is for him under his reign at Arkansas? It's not going to last forever. So what's the ceiling for him in, say, 5 years or less?
Well, at least one Final Four. I mean, I think that's the expectation, and I think that's fair. I think that's what you're paying for, a guy who can get you there, who's been to 6 Final Fours. And I do feel like the NCAA tournament, it is a crapshoot. It depends on draws. It depends on game times and all these wacky things. And being a single elimination tournament, any dream can die immediately. But, yeah, I think right off the bat, it's, do what you did in the early years at Kentucky. And from a recruiting standpoint, right out the gate, I know they came out hot, but it's going to be about bringing people into this program that you've scouted well enough that can play at this level. And I think that will, by the way, that's kind of big picture answer here. That's where we'll see the separation in coaching staffs that can identify that talent. There are other Dalton Connects out there. It's a matter of finding the right guy and winning the bidding war to get him in your uniform.
Tom Hart on the call tonight with ESPN2 with Dane Bradshaw. Tom, we appreciate you joining us this morning.
All right, fellas. Thanks for having me. Stay off the roof.
I was gonna and bundle up, my man, before we walk into Bud Walton.
You think Joe Desatore's cleaning his gutters? Tom Hart's like, of course not. You don't need to be up there, man.
Well, there's a little more of a little more revered Joe Test than I would say Ty Richardson is, and I'm also younger and a little more spry, so that would be something. And I don't have the money that those guys do. Can't afford that.
Or the hair, or the looks, or the voice,
or the tan, or the skill. I mean, you keep going. We got to hit a break.
But neither do I.
You got to hit a break. Hey, it's a good time to tell you about Ethan Adamson and our friends at First Financial Mortgage. It's always a good time to talk about Ethan. Great guy, great golfer, great mortgage lender. You can give him a call at 479-782-9300 or go online to ffb1.com. Not only is he a mortgage lender, he's my mortgage lender. Did a great job, and I got a great rate thanks to him. So if you're in the market for mortgage or you're refinancing, Ethan is the guy to call, 479-782-9300 or online at ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Looking at the Bet Saracen app, Arkansas, a 3.5-point favorite.
Wow, they're favored tonight.
Favored tonight at home. If I'd have told you yesterday, hey, I'll give you Tennessee and 35, you'd have seen, you'd have went to Ethan and said, how much money can I borrow against my house immediately? I need all the cash I can get. And you lost.
Lost it all. So
hey, I'll give you Tennessee and 35 against Florida. I'll take that.
Oh, geez. Yeah, they got drilled yesterday. That was not the game I expected.
Smokes.
College basketball lines, NFL playoff lines, all on the Bet Saracen app. We'll talk about this game later on. Chin Coleman had some things to say, Arkansas assistant coach. We'll share that in your Hog Update.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
We're going to have to take some licking and keep on ticking.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. Whether you're buying a car, selling a car, or taking care of a car, we've got you. Be sure to follow us on Facebook to see if you can take advantage of $1,000 your way on select road-ready certified used cars with warranty, as well as buy 3, get 1 free on all tires in our Meineke Car Care Center. Start your new year right. Call, click, or come by today and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Old Man Winter is here, bringing cold, nasty weather. And Jelco Outdoors has all the gear to keep you warm and dry. Insulated coats, jackets, overalls, coveralls, thermals, socks, and gloves. For kids, up to men's 4X. Jelco Outdoors has the largest selection of winter boots in the River Valley to keep your feet warm and dry. Need a portable heater? Jelco has plenty of Mr. Heater portable propane heaters and accessories. Come see us at Jelco Outdoors. Stay safe and stay warm this winter. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith, your cold weather store.
Looking to build your own field of dreams? Trust the experts at Tucker Construction and Remodeling. With over 30 years of experience, we turn blueprints into reality, ensuring top quality craftsmanship in every project. From homes to commercial spaces, our dedicated team makes your vision come to life. Choose Tucker Construction and Remodeling, where your dreams are built to last. Call us today at 650-6453 or visit tuckercr.com. Mike Tucker Construction, building your field of dreams.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
The holiday season can be stressful. Luckily, Dave and the crew at Eastside Liquor has everything you need for this time of year. Crowded homes, annoying relatives call for peppermint schnapps, or maybe you're just a typical brown water guy. It really doesn't matter, because Eastside Liquor can take care of everything you need. 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith with a convenient drive-thru, and you can call them 479-452-7311. Eastside Liquor, everyday low prices on beer, wine, spirits, and cigars.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forest Grin wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forest Grin has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forest Grin is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forest Grin is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forest Grin legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForestGrin.com. That's GoForestGrin.com. Forest Grin Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
This is Sydney from Ben Guerin. 2025 annual passes are now available at Ben Guerin Golf Course. We offer a variety of plans to meet your budget needs. We have special pricing for juniors, seniors, and military. If you're looking for the best golf value in the River Valley, then look no further than Ben Guerin Golf Course. Book your 2025 tournament outings now. For more information, call the Pro Shop at 646-5301, go to benguerringolf.com, or follow us on Facebook. When you think golf, think Ben Guerin.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Yeah, I would say even though it's Coach Cal's first year at Arkansas, the team and the roster has his DNA all over it. You got talented players, some guys on this team that'll play in the NBA. Got a balance between veterans, mostly portal guys, and then some young talent. Athletic, definitely the ability to play off the dribble, get downhill. Defensively, 3 legitimate shot blockers on this Arkansas team. So, you watch the team play. It looks like a Coach Cal team, even though it's their first year.
That was Chris Beard talking about John Calipari and this Arkansas basketball team that he's set to face later on tonight at 6 o'clock. Pre-game coverage beginning at 5:30. We just had Tom Hart on, who's on call for ESPN2. And, of course, we'll have it for you on these radio stations, hitthatline.com, and our Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Didn't get a chance to hear from Cal yesterday, but did get a chance to hear from assistant coach Chin Goldman, and he talked about one of the things that they want to do is get John L. Davis involved in this offense. Here's how Cal and the guys are trying to get John L. involved later on tonight.
Coach is going to try to do some things to get him going, but obviously, being out for 2-3 weeks, and that's a tough game to come back and rehab against, right? When it's a very high level game. He wasn't prepared. I don't think anyone in that situation would just come out and be lights out and shoot lights out and play lights out after having so much time off and coming back into that game. And so we're trying to work him back into what we're doing, and we're going to try to do as much as we can to get him some easy looks, not that all of his attempts are threes. We think that John L. is a scorer that can score on all 3 levels. So we're trying to help him, but he's putting in the work to help himself. So it'll happen. He'll play better. He'll come through. We have all the confidence in the world in.
Such a game of touch and feel and finesse. Think about a wrist injury and coming back. Think about throwing a baseball. Think about hitting a golf ball. Think about bowling. I mean, your first time back, first game or round or bullpen session or 2 after something that is integral to the action of scoring is a wrist. I think if anyone expected him to come back and have 30 in his debut off the injury list, that's expecting too much. So easing back in like Chin Coleman's talking about, and hopefully that muscle memory and that feel returns, and most importantly, the confidence returns. That's what I think John L. Davis needs more than anything right now. Is just a little confidence that, hey, I'm back.
Well, that was his coach trying to, again, echo that and say, hey, we do have confidence in you. We believe you can do it. I still think they need to get him some more on-ball situations, assuming he's healthy with his wrist and everything. But that was, like Chin Coleman referred to, that was not the game. Not the game to come back to on the road against the Tennessee Volunteers, one of the best defensive teams in all of college basketball. It's been that way under Rick Barnes for a number of years in Knoxville.
Yeah, so I would imagine if you look at the way they brought Jonas Adu back and eased his minutes in, Trevin Brazile, hey, he'll ramp up a few more minutes tonight. And, hey, when he breaks loose and things are good and it feels right, he'll know. He'll let the coaches know, and we'll see it. But he's got to be the kind of player they recruited. He's got to be the All-American level player you expected him to be, because so far he hasn't been at Arkansas.
And Cal said something simple at the end of tonight's game.
Let me just say this. Bud Walton will be warm. So all you got to do is get in the building.
It will be warm there later on tonight. I don't think Tom's going to have to be decked out in gear and everything else, but the weather's going to be more this weekend than it will be later on tonight.
And Coach Cal's talked about that a lot. Chin Coleman talked about this yesterday. Bud Walton needs to be the spirit and the level of enthusiasm it was when all those Kentucky teams they coached came in here. Now, Ole Miss isn't Kentucky. There is a brand difference. We know that. They know that. But you need a good crowd there tonight. I don't think it'll be full tonight. Hopefully weather and roads and everything's good for Florida on Saturday, because Florida is a brand, and Florida's going to be, I think, perhaps the best team you've played to this point. And I'm including Tennessee, and I'm including Kansas, and I'm including Illinois and Michigan. The way they dismantled Tennessee last night, that might be the toughest game you've played to date. Better have a full house on Saturday.
Yeah, I want to talk about Todd Golden coming up, because I see some Billy Donovan comparisons just by age potentially. Before we do that,
let's beat Ole Miss first.
Yeah, Colton, you had a note on Rohan Gaines, who was back here playing safety for the Arkansas football team. He just got a new job.
Yeah, Jacksonville State's going to be the new defensive backs coach for the Cox down there in Jacksonville State and Alabama. So good to see Rohan Gaines getting a little bit of action. They thought potentially that he could come in and replace the guy that just left for Arkansas. I think it was, which one was it, Woodson? But no,
Darren Wilson.
Yeah,
yep.
Darren Wilson, excuse me. But he He was an analyst last year at Auburn, and now he's getting a chance to be the position coach for the first time in FBS. So good for Rohan. I remember that big return he had against Ole Miss.
We might had, that was great, and 31-0. We might ask Richard Davenport if there's any update on that position that hasn't been filled for this Arkansas football team in about 30 minutes. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
Do also have some Pro Hogs in action tonight I want to talk about. It's the best NBA game of the season thus far between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers, best two teams in the NBA. I'm excited. That's going to be on my television in addition to Arkansas and Ole Miss. 877-377-6963 is our number that you can call or text in here on this What's Your Beef Wednesday.
And it's brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. From prime rib to pork crown roast to beef tenderloins, fresh fish, or just a thick-cut bone-in ribeye. Whatever sounds good to you, and particularly maybe some chili meat. Have them grind you up some chili meat for the next few days. Get by and load up before the storm hits at Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. 479-443-0000. They'll even bring it out to the curb to you. Find them online in bundles and more at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
All right, more of the Morning Rush, your daily question when we return on this Wednesday.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hi, this is Truett Tollett with WT Equipment. We're here to help you get ready for the year ahead. Take advantage of our small engine shop special. Just $129 to service your mower or handheld equipment, any brand. Don't wait, this offer ends February 28th. While you're here, check out New Holland Tractors, Bobcat Equipment, and more. Tough, reliable, and ready to work as hard as you do. Visit any of our locations or online at WTEquip.com. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
Looking for a way to get your favorite blowers from Pradco at the click of a button? Learnit.com not only has brands such as Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site includes exclusive deals and baits you won't find anywhere else for your favorite brands. We have free shipping for all U.S. orders over $35, so be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to some new tackle box treasures. Check out Learnit.com today.
This is former Arkansas Razorback and current OKC Thunder guard Isaiah Joe, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Old Man Winter is here, bringing cold, nasty weather. And Jelco Outdoors has all the gear to keep you warm and dry. Insulated coats, jackets, overalls, coveralls, thermals, socks, and gloves. For kids, up to men's 4X. Jelco Outdoors has the largest selection of winter boots in the River Valley to keep your feet warm and dry. Need a portable heater? Jelco has plenty of Mr. Heater portable propane heaters and accessories. Come see us at Jelco Outdoors. Stay safe and stay warm this winter. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith, your cold weather store.
Happy New Year from all of us at Crabtree RV Center in Alma. We invite you to party with us all year as we celebrate 75 years in business. We are proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas area for 75 extraordinary years. Here's to 75 more. Happy New Year from all of us at Crabtree RV Center in Alma. We invite you to party with us all year as we celebrate 75 years in business. We are proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas area for 75 extraordinary years. Here's to 75 more.
Come see Cody and the gang on Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find him at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give him a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
Pair of surprising outcomes last night in SEC play. Which one was more surprising? Florida beating Tennessee by 40? 30. 73-43.
Mm-hmm.
Or Georgia beating Kentucky 82-69. What surprised you more? I don't think Florida beating Tennessee surprised anyone. They were at home. We knew Florida was a good team.
Yeah.
No one
the
expected.
Way they did.
They looked bad. That's why.
And that was pillar to post. I mean, start to finish. Or Georgia upsetting Kentucky. Which one surprised you the most as the night unfolded?
I think it's the outcome in Gainesville, and it's not that I had Florida winning that game, but how drastic it was.
Yeah.
On the, I didn't think but I didn't think Georgia was going to beat Kentucky either.
And they had I don't have the box, but their 30 doesn't really describe how wide a margin it was. It was worse than 30 throughout the night. I mean, it was the whole ball game.
Yeah.
What did they have, 15 points at halftime? I mean, they couldn't even get the ball in the bucket in the first half.
Rick Barnes, I can't imagine what that halftime speech was like, but yeah, it was brutal. It was not, again.
We always say that. Do we really think going in there and yelling and screaming is going to fix the problem? You know?
I think that's I don't know if it fixes it, but that's what most coaches do. I mean, how many coaches do you think Rick Barnes was calm at halftime after Colton said?
I mean, I'm not saying he didn't go in. I'm just saying we always say that like, just yell a little more. That'll fix
it.
It
works
problem.
if Saban does it. And and Coach K did it, but not necessarily it doesn't work for everyone. But yeah, that was a blowout game last night. I would probably still say the one in Gainesville though, in its Tackett Arena.
Second
what do you
question.
Think?
I think
two-part, huh?
I would say that the margin of victory by Florida is more surprising.
Cole, what do you think?
I would agree that I think that was obviously more surprising. I think Kentucky's kind of dealing with the same thing that Arkansas is. They don't understand the physicality of the SEC with a lot of new transfers, so they were going to be in for a rough one with a really big Georgia team. And Mike White, good coach.
I think we probably undervalued Georgia a little bit. All right, so tonight, I mean, I don't think it'd be a surprise if Arkansas or Ole Miss won. The line's 3.5. The Hogs are favored on the Bet Saracen app. A&M and Oklahoma. Oklahoma's actually favored by 3.5 there. The surprise tonight would be South Carolina beating Alabama. Crimson Tide favored by 10.5. That game's in Columbia. Should we be braced for a surprise tonight, or is what happened last night put Alabama on upset alert?
This was South Carolina last year, yes, but this year South Carolina team's not any good. So no.
But it would. I think that would be the biggest surprise, maybe of the first 2 days. The first 3 days of conference play. Let's
because Florida was favored against Tennessee. Kentucky was only a 2-point favorite on the road last night and lost. So with them being 10-point dogs at home, I would agree with you there.
That'd be the biggest upset or surprise of the first 3 days of conference play.
You just think of Lamont Paris, if I remember correctly, was coach of the year in this league last year. Did a great job, and all of a sudden his team's at the bottom now this year because of the amount of talent.
10-4,
But where do you think they're going to finish?
Well, in the bottom tier, but I don't know if they'll finish absolutely at the bottom.
I mean, it's going to be them, Missouri, and LSU. When you look up at the end of March, or the middle of March, I should say, those teams will be.
I've seen Vandy on some of those lists too.
Mm-hmm. They lost last night to Missouri, I think it was.
Vandy and played Mississippi State. LSU and Missouri played.
Okay, it was LSU and Missouri.
Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, 76-64.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vanderbilt's guy. I can't remember the Vanderbilt coaches.
Missouri, LSU, somebody had to win that one, and Missouri did.
No. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush daily question. I'm going to see Christian and Nate next week. Excited to see the guys and catch up a little bit at their facility. It is the best indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. It is cold across our natural state, and you still want to play. You still want to keep the rhythm going. When you've been on the course this fall, a little bit of winter, well, you can do so at Cart Pass Social. Over 500 courses to choose from. This is also a great place for birthday parties. We've mentioned the great weekend ahead of college and NFL football, corporate events, all this stuff. They have men's league. They have all these different things at Cart Pass Social. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. It's BYOB at Cart Path Social.
Do they have heat and air? Right
Yes,
now, that's all we need right now. Do they have heat? Do they have heat? All right, I'm in.
And the most important thing. Speaking of golf, on this day, Tommy, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Jack Nicklaus competed, 21-year-old, in his first professional appearance in the Los Angeles Open. Now, this was 10 years later, I should say, on Pebble Beach in 72.
I'm sure that Jack on the 17th will play to that little short part of the green out in the front right, which is a club and a half short of where the pin is. The wind has let up a little bit, and he might really let go with one and try to carry it back into the back part. But I would have guessed that will try to play the ball more on the safe side today. Very methodical.
Who today could equal Bob Jones' great championship record of 13 major wins.
But you'll see him really stay down to this one because this hole can give a lot of trouble. Oh, no. Almost made a hole.
You and I didn't really get a chance to watch
it. Made a hole in
yeah.
one.
Well, you and I didn't get a chance to watch him live, but it's.
I watched him live. So
how old were you?
Oh, I mean, I vividly remember him winning in '86 at Augusta.
But that was like the end of his career, right?
He was 46.
Past his prime at that point.
Okay, yeah.
So what I mean to say is, like, to watch him in his prime live would have been, I think, a better experience, right?
Well, he won the Masters that day, so I mean.
No, I know, but that was his last one, and that was he didn't.
I tell you where I really enjoyed watching him as a teenager was when he entered the seniors tour and he played in his early 50s and dominated, that for a while, as you'd expect. I remember, I think it was the U.S. Open. Him and Chichi Rodriguez had an 18-hole playoff, and it had rained. And he came out and just peppered the pin sticks, that peppered the pins and soft greens. They were doing lift, clean, and play. There was no chance.
I got a chance to play. Sorry, go ahead.
But my Jack Nicklaus story is I was up at the Legends tournament, and the tournament director came to me and we'd developed a relationship. And he said, "Hey, would you like to do a one-on-one interview with Jack Nicklaus?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." He said, "All right. About 5 minutes, I'll you and Jack come over here and no preparation. I mean, you talk about nervous, and it was one of those you'd like to have had your questions all planned out, but somewhere the worst interview I ever did in the archives around here when I did a one-on-one
I thought you
with
aced
Jack
it with
Nicklaus.
flying colors.
No, it was terrible. But, I mean, the questions were bad. He did fine. He did great, like he always does. My questions were terrible.
What were bad about him?
Well,
or is that just you overanalyzing what you consider?
Oh, I'm probably a little bit, but I mean, when you interview a legend like Jack Nicklaus, you want, that's something you want to sit down and kind of, write out your questions and figure out, hey, this is the direction I want to go.
Yeah.
These are some of the things he's not been asked about in a long time or never been asked about. I'd like to get his thoughts on, and I had none of that ready, and it showed. But he was very gracious, and so. There was a time about 8 years ago I got to spend about 10 minutes with Jack Nicklaus, and it was fantastic.
Again, his first professional appearance on this day back in 1962 when he was 21 years old at the Los Angeles Open. Arkansas.
He loves to fly fish. That's one of his passions.
And I do want to say that clip, he hit that shot. It's like 218 yards into the wind with a 1-iron, and it hit the pin. Insane.
Jeez. It'd be nice to have that golf talent. All right, back to basketball. Later on tonight, 6 o'clock, Arkansas and Ole Miss. You get Florida on Saturday. Texted from Tyler in Greenwood saying, Arkansas basketball is cooked. Tennessee kicked our tail, and then Florida turned around and whooped Tennessee. Tyler, I think that you're going to see that a lot of times in the SEC. You'll have a team win on the weekend. They'll be all high and mighty, competent, all that. Then they'll go to the road or they'll come back at home, and it won't go that well. I don't think you're going to see many winning streaks in the SEC this year. Think about Tennessee, who looked really strong in game number 1, got clocked last night, like you alluded to. Auburn barely won against Texas. The strong surge from the Longhorns in the second half. Janai Broome had a good play. We'll get into it, our SEC update coming up. Who else lost last night? Georgia beat Kentucky. Kentucky had a strong showing against Florida this weekend. It's just going to be like teams are going to go up and down this season, not because of
tells us we don't have anything figured out about this league yet. And if you think you do, I mean, Auburn looks great right now, but they keep relinquishing leads they build up. They did this with Texas last night. I think that was 87-82 in the end, but they had a much bigger lead throughout the game. So, I mean, Auburn's pattern, while, they look like they're going to be a tough out, someone's going to catch them if they don't play their, both halves.
Chin Coleman, Arkansas assistant coach, got asked about the gauntlet that is the SEC yesterday. Here's what he said.
It's a gauntlet, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging every night. We're going to have thick skin. We're going to have stick-to-itiveness. We're going to have perseverance. We're going to have to take some licking and keep on ticking, so to speak. And so, but we're going to dish out our fair licks. We're not fazed by the competition in this league. We understand it, and we know what we're up against.
Lick it and keep on ticking.
Well, and you're going to have to accept losing. Now I'm not saying just get used to it, get comfortable with it, but you can't let it linger because teams are going to lose, and you're probably going to lose one or two more than maybe your expectations are. You've really set internally are. I think if you're a team that's like Tennessee, are you really wondering this morning? Can we, in their mind, can we still go 14-4? Because that might be what the players are thinking. I'm just making that up. You're going to have to accept some losses are going to happen in this league, and there's going to be nights where it is atrocious, like it was for Tennessee last night. How quickly you can mentally flush that out and move on to the next one. The great thing about basketball is there's not very many days till you play again. So it's not like football where you got to wait a week to get over it. You can get over it pretty quick in this league. And you're going to have to.
You think about Tennessee and them getting drilled by 30. They'll get a chance to play on Saturday. They will take on Texas in Austin. So there's no guarantee that they will win that game either. So if
are there any guarantees in this league? I think last night showed us there's not.
I don't think so, and it makes my 9-9 prediction feel a little bit better because, like you said, it's just every single night you have no idea. The way the pace goes now is Arkansas will probably go up and play Ole Miss great tonight, beat them by 15, and then lose to Florida on Saturday. And that's just you have to be prepared.
Or it could be
for
the
that.
opposite,
or the opposite, or the inverse.
I want to say LSU, but then Arkansas could go there next week and lose, so you never know.
All right, 6 o'clock tonight, we'll have it here for you on ESPN Arkansas. If you want to get out and watch the game somewhere, Joe's Grill and Cantina will have half-price apps and taps for the game tonight starting at 6. All the beers on tap, all the appetizers are half price tonight, so don't miss out on that. Joe's Grill and Cantina, locally owned, and you can always enjoy the game at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Another hour straight ahead. If you need some help with your business website, Our friends at Modular Orange can do that for you. Austin and his team will write, design, host, create, launch, everything you need a website to make your business be found online, and they make it affordable, just $95 a month to get you up and going, and they'll take care of it from there. 479-755-3043 is the number, 755-3043, or go to modularorange.com for all of the details.
Arkansas new addition, Caleb Wooden, who came over from Auburn, has signed with the Razorbacks. Want to hear about him from Richard Davenport and some other guys coming up in hour 2.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad,
Facebook.
it's the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The Paint Store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. Whether you're buying a car, selling a car, or taking care of a car, we've got you. Be sure to follow us on Facebook to see how you can take advantage of $1,000 your way on select road-ready certified used cars with warranty, as well as buy 3, get 1 free on all tires in our Meineke Car Care Center. Start your new year right. Call, click, or come by today and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Happy New Year from Sharp Equipment. Come on over to the new Sharp Equipment today and explore what all Sharp has to offer. From our latest offers and deals as a Wackernussen dealer to customized hydraulic and industrial hoses, equipment repairs, and as a Cinnabogan authorized service provider, we're able to offer even more. Stop in to check out the new location at 5608 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-649-0500 to see how at Sharp Equipment we help you move more than just the world. We help you move forward. Sharp Equipment, your Wackernussen dealer.
Looking to build your own field of dreams? Trust the experts at Tucker Construction and Remodeling. With over 30 years of experience, we turn blueprints into reality, ensuring top quality craftsmanship in every project. From homes to commercial spaces, our dedicated team makes your vision come to life. Choose Tucker Construction and Remodeling, where your dreams are built to last. Call us today at 650-6453 or visit tuckercr.com. Mike Tucker Construction, building your field of dreams.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a high this afternoon in the low to mid 30s. We remain clear and cold tonight, overnight low, mid to upper teens. Now, our next chance of snow will start to slide in on Thursday. We could see several inches of snowfall between Thursday and Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. KERX, Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your morning.
ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Coach is going to try to do some things to get him going. But obviously, being out for 2-3 weeks, and that's a tough game to come back and rehab against, right? When it's a very high level game. He wasn't prepared. I don't think anyone in that situation would just come out and be lights out and shoot lights out and play lights out after having so much time off. Trying to work him back into what we're doing, and we're going to try to do as much as we can to get him some easy looks. We're trying to help him, but he's putting in the work to help himself, so it'll happen. He'll play better. He'll come through. We have all the confidence in the world in him.
This is the Morning Rush.
Oh, the weather outside is...
So that was Arkansas assistant coach Chen Coleman talking about John L. Davis. Hopefully he goes off tonight against Ole Miss, one of the best defensive and offensive teams in college basketball. Ole Miss ranks inside the top 35 for both categories. They don't turn the ball over a lot. Top 5 in all of college basketball not turning the ball over, and they force you into turnovers. Top 10. Chris Beard's got a good squad this year. They didn't go to the NCAA tournament last year, but he's been with Little Rock. He's been with Texas Tech. He's been with Texas, and he's probably going to be with Ole Miss this year as a ranked opponent. They're looking strong. They're coming in tonight, 6 o'clock. We'll talk about that with RD and some of these football players that Arkansas has recently signed coming up in hour 2.
Hey, we're going to be snowed in, and I don't know if we're going to get that much snow in northwest Arkansas, but might as well load up and be ready at Richard's Country Meat Market. They can grind you up some chili meat, get you some chicken breast to throw on the grill, or a big thick steak to enjoy. I love to cook when when the snow hits and you're hanging around the house. Let's get some stew meat from Richard's and make a pot of stew or something great and hearty and wholesome like that. Richard's can help you with all of that. In fact, call ahead at 479-443-0000. They'll have it bundled and ready and even bring it out to the curb for you. That's 479-443-0000 for our friends at Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville.
Richard, let's start. Richard. We'll start with Caleb Wooden, who Arkansas just signed. I just wanted to say that a couple times back to back. Auburn safety. What can you tell us about Arkansas's latest addition?
Yeah, the last 2 games, he's had pretty good games against Arkansas. 2 years ago in Fayetteville, I think he returned a 74-yard fumble against Arkansas. And this past year, past season he had like 3 tackles against the Hogs, but guy that's got good size, about 6 foot, 6'1", about 190. Obviously, he's been to the wars of SEC play, and good addition there. But guy that just felt really comfortable with Coach Travis Williams and Marcus Woodson, and that I think that helped seal the deal there. And he obviously has started in the SEC, so he's a guy that knows the league and knows what to expect.
Richard, do you think we'll see anyone opt out this weekend prior to the college football playoff, or are we going to see changes within teams that have a chance to move on to the national championship?
Wow, that's a good question. That I guess I would think so, but at the same time, we've seen some crazy things already, so I would lean towards not.
Yeah, Richard Davenport with us. So walk us through, because I get confused, and I think these portal periods and kind of what happens. I know as we're getting closer to the spring semester starting here in 10 days or less than 10 days in most places. So what's the timing of all of this moving forward?
Far as the portal?
Yeah, is there any? Because I know there's another one after spring. Things have closed now. People have asked, and I get confused because I think some of it, still is in flux a little bit. As we get through spring ball, I know there's another period there as well.
I can just speak about Arkansas, and obviously, like you said, all the other schools are about to start spring semester, and it may be a little later than Arkansas, maybe a little sooner than Arkansas, but Arkansas starts spring classes on Monday, and then you have like a 4 or 5 days window where guys that are late additions or whatever can still enroll, but after that, you have to get a special permission from the school to enroll. And I think, and I'll have to look this up. I remember writing about it, but there's only been like one exception for Arkansas to where they allowed a kid, and I think he was a fairly well-known kid, but one exception where he enrolled after the 4 or 5 day window that usually people can enroll for the spring semester after the start of the classes. So I don't know how other schools handle it, but as far as guys that are after the national championship game or the semifinals entering the portal and trying to transfer this for the spring semester, I don't know how that they'll be able to do it. It would obviously the games are on Thursday and Friday. So I guess they could still, visit some schools and get enrolled. If they were enrolling, say at Arkansas someplace, they could still do it, but it would be hurry. But the January 20th national championship game, I don't know how that would work as far as guys if they wanted to transfer. That part I don't know, because there's so many other schools. So many schools would had started the spring semester, and the 4 or 5 day window had passed. So I don't know how it would work with those guys.
So Darren Wilson's left the staff on the defensive side. What kind of recruiter did the staff lose there, and any names you're hearing floating around to replace him?
No names. I imagine Travis Williams, Marcus Woodson have some guys in mind, and they probably have whoever it is. It's probably been affiliated with them, or they know somebody that they know, and that's usually the way it works. But there could be some surprises. I know there's, I've been reached out by some people about the job, but it's usually them knowing them the replacement in the past, and having a good track record of knowing what kind of a coach and recruiter that they might be. But Coach Wilson was a good recruiter. He was very, a younger guy that really related well with the kids, and they really liked him, and he got some good guys on board when he was here. Obviously, the number one junior college prospect in the country at the quarterback position, and then he was so close on some others that went to some big schools, but he had Arkansas in the running. So, and another thing that I really liked about him is he was a very direct guy when it came to coaching. He was a good coach as far as communication with his players, but he also was kind of a little bit of an old school guy too, which was kind of surprising to me. But they'll be fine. But at the same time, I mean, you have to be happy for him to be able to get a coordinator's job, and he's going to continue to work up the ladder, I'm sure.
All right, Richard, serious question. Are you ready for snow tomorrow and Friday? Do you actually want it to come to Northwest Arkansas and across our state, or would you rather the weathermen and weatherwomen be wrong about the next couple days?
Well, I don't mind it. The main thing is just being able to get around afterwards, and snow doesn't really bother me. I remember when we lived in Maumelle a few years ago, we had 2 feet of snow. We had a storm come through, drop a foot of snow, and then another storm 2 or 3 days later, we had 2 feet. I was still able to get out because snow's, it can still be a little dangerous, but snow's not that difficult driving. It's a drive-in. No, obviously ice, that's a different story. So bring it on. I don't care.
Yeah, hopefully it's more snow than it is ice. I know that's something always difficult-wise. What do you expect in attendance tonight, man? Ole Miss, I know Chin Coleman, Cal, they've talked about that. They want this place to be hostile. Florida's coming into town on Saturday. It's a stripe out. I mean, what are we going to see in Bud Walton Arena these next 2 games?
I think it'll be near capacity or capacity. Now maybe the cold weather will keep some people in, but I think you're probably going to minimum. I think probably 18,000. I mean, that's usually, isn't that the way it usually is for conference games in the past? And then obviously people are still excited about this team. So I tend to think it's going to be near capacity or capacity, both games.
And, Cal's talked a lot about that. Chin Coleman spoke to it yesterday. They need this building to be the way it was when Kentucky came in. And that's, Richard, something that Cal's mentioned a lot. It almost feels like he's having to beg people to come out, which is not the way it should be.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be taken care of with conference play. I really do. I think I understand his frustration.
He's not used to that. He's used to every seat being filled.
No, hey, let's face it. Kentucky's just a different animal. They'd go out and see Kentucky play a bunch of kindergartners. So our Arkansas fans have shown that they're just not that level right now. So I can understand where he's coming from, but it's usually resolved for conference play.
Richard, we'll leave it there, man. Appreciate your insight this morning. We'll do it again next week.
All right, man. See you guys.
He's got a good piece in Whole Hog Sports right now, kind of cataloging where Arkansas is stacking up their transfer portal, some other top-tier programs in college football. I'd encourage you to read it if you hadn't.
Richard Davenport with us, brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72, off of I-49 in Springdale. Lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell at Wheels. That's one of the big pluses when you buy Wheels. You won't find that offer anywhere else. So if not only do you want to get a great deal on great brands like Grand Design, Forest River, and Brinkley, but also get that lifetime warranty so you have no worries and concerns, Wheels is the place to do it. 5 miles west of exit 72, off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
What's Your Beef Wednesday on the Morning Rush is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. No other meat market is in the same league when it comes to the selection, quality, and value you get from Richards.
Oh, God, it's so good. So good and tasty.
1 block east of College and Rolling Hills Drive at 3042 North Market Avenue. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I saw this crud. I love that word. My dad used to say that. He didn't like it saying crap. He didn't like it saying the other word that I've learned now to say that I shouldn't say, but I do say. It's still there. It's been like a week and a half. And I've taken everything. And I've tried to exercise. I hit the sauna after. That typically kind of clears me out and everything. I don't feel bad.
Steam room.
Yeah, I don't feel bad, but it's still, I mean, you've been around it. It's just occasionally.
It normally takes a couple of weeks. Extra rest, not going out on the weekends helps a lot. Not being in smoky bars. Been in any smoky bars?
0 for 2. 0 for 3.
No extra rest?
I get extra rest.
Eliminating alcohol from your routine would probably help, other than maybe some medicinal whiskey, with some honey and lemon.
I had a hot toddy a week and a half ago.
Oh, well, I don't know how that didn't knock it right out. Yeah.
You would think.
Yeah.
So that's my beat this
You taking any Mucinex or any of those
stuff.
things?
Yeah.
Allergy? No, not allergy stuff. Mucinex.
Isn't that the same thing?
A decongestant. No, you need a decongestant.
I thought that was what the whiskey was for. That's like
You're helpless.
nature's decongestant. I try and avoid medicine most of the time.
Okay,
as much as I
be
can.
sick for 2 more weeks.
But
I mean, that's your choice.
But I've taken the emergency.
Here, let me sprinkle some pixie dust over here, and it'll just heal itself.
Would you be willing to do something more like a natural approach? There's something called mullein leaf that will clear out everything that you have.
Bring it here.
Okay, I'll get you some.
I'll give it a whack. What is your beef this morning?
Just not. I don't have a ton of beefs, but I get a little bit sideways on these folks that think the basketball season is already over. I was talking to someone yesterday. When's baseball started? Tennessee just killed us.
Is it a baseball fan or is it someone?
No, it's just someone that thinks you should win every game, and then when you lose, then you lose by, probably more than they bet they would lose by. That's really what drives a lot of these conversations.
Lost money?
How much money did you really lose?
I won money,
but I don't understand some of the people just willing to just give up after one game. That just irritated. We took a few calls of just people that were just ultra negative. I mean, last night should show you that things can turn on a dime in one game in this league. But and you could take the half full cracked glass approach. That but Tennessee got beat by 30, and we're playing the team that beat them by 30 on Saturday. Well, listen, let's get through this game tonight. But I'm a little irritated with some that are just so negative and so down on the one loss at Tennessee.
Well, I mean, Cal was sandbagging.
So you need more rest.
Yeah, Cal was sandbagging all offseason, saying that it's going to take time.
Was he sandbagging or telling the truth?
Telling the truth, but at the same time, I mean, it was a combination of both. And I mean, you got to take him at his word. Now the thing is, he still got to win. What we talk about, no one here, to my knowledge, cares about what happens in the regular season in terms of success. The success leads you to the NCAA tournament, obviously, higher seed, more chance to advance and all. But
you care, but you care more about postseason results.
But the deal is,
but you got to play well enough to get there. You got to get in the tournament to win tournament games.
This is not exactly the best of times to transition to a new coach or take over a new program with how potent the league is right now. But that's what Arkansas finds itself in. Now you've got
He's one of the reasons this league is potent.
Yeah, that's very true. I think the deal is what you just pointed out. It's that Florida bashed in Tennessee. If that doesn't happen, if it's a close loss or a close win, but people were looking at that game. It's how did we lose by 24?
But these were people's, these were things I'm hearing even before last night's game. I'm just man, this is not football where you got 12 games and really only 8 that truly count. This is a marathon.
Was it your
18 games? This is a marathon.
Was it a middle-aged men mingle and one guy had too much sauce, or is this someone that you actually consider to have sense and logic and they usually lay stuff out?
Over I think it's an overreaction to a decisive loss.
Well, hasn't everybody that we've had on this week mentioned, like, these are all five fingers trying to become a fist. Every single one of those guys on that team is literally the best player from the team they just came from. So they have to come together at some point. I know Carl Ravik mentioned it. Did they have a slow start to the national championship team in 2012 with Coach Cal? I'm not exactly sure. They probably didn't because they had great talent. But everywhere along the line, it takes time to get all those guys to get going together. And Cal may not have, exactly.
Tired of hearing that.
Most people
Wait till
are.
next year. Tired of hearing
Exactly.
that.
Most people are. So I get where they're coming from, but you do have to take a little bit of time until all those players mesh, and they're also not 100% healthy. So one game into the season, give me a break. I'm with you, Tommy.
You had a your beef this morning was
Oh
Kentucky.
my God. Give me a break, dude.
I'm going to guess you haven't seen this. Did you see what Kentucky basketball posted prior to their game with Georgia last night? Okay, well, I'm going to let Colton share it with you because it was quite entertaining considering the loss by 13.
It's a very simple tweet. All they tweeted out was before the game, shooting around in Athens.
After Cal said that he wished they would have shot around before Tennessee. So it was a very out in the open shot from the Kentucky social media, only for the Wildcats to fall by 13, which is funny.
Maybe they shouldn't have shot.
He's an evil one.
So
which is
dumb.
that's
my beef.
Quite entertaining. Again, the build up. I've listened to a little of Kentucky sports radio just to kind of get a sense of what we're walking into on February the 1st. The build up for this game, like, I'm rooting for Kentucky the next 3 weeks. I don't want them to drop off. Why would I want that? Why would you want that game to mean less as an Arkansas fan when you walk in? And yes, you're playing Ole Miss tonight. I get that. You got Florida, another ranked team, top 10 opponent, I think, on Saturday. I get that. But that's still the game that people are asking me about and talking to me about. And listening to Kentucky is obviously kind of hiding the sense of what that game is going to be here in a couple of weeks. Either way, SEC is going to be brutal. And I'm going to guess, Tommy, that a lot of fans across SEC landscapes this morning have beefs of how their basketball team is going to have these next couple weeks.
All right, those are some of our beefs. What are yours? Call or text us, 877-377-6963. We're brought to you by The Fence Man, the company that's been around nearly 45 years that can take care of all of your fencing and gating needs, whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, government projects. They do all scales of projects. They got 6 different crews that each have their own specialty. They got a full-scale welding shop that can fab up gates and fences the way you need it done, or framing for gates as well. So this is a fencing company that truly can take care of every detail and every aspect of what you're looking for. So give them a call. They're not afraid of any work. 782-3936, 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, we got our SEC update when we come back. Some games that happened last night and what Chris Beer thinks of the matchup tonight against Arkansas.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Really got it going 3 for 3 beyond the arc.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC finals. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Shot clock's at 4. Stripped. And there's the steal. Newell rising up and throws it down.
I was part of Georgia's 13-point win over Kentucky last night, 82-69, the final in Athens as they get the upset win. In terms of what happened in Gainesville, it was not close by ranking, and I guess the money line was favoring Florida. You could call it an upset by the ranking standpoint, but Florida also dominated Tennessee.
Down goes the last unbeaten in college basketball. Yeah, in flames. What that foul did was allow them to win by 30 points over number one. 73-43 the final.
You asked a good question earlier. What was the more surprising outcome? Was the one in the Athens or the one in Gainesville? I'd still say Gainesville just because by the margin, but man, I think a lot of SEC basketball people took notice last night.
I didn't watch every minute of that Kentucky-Georgia game, but Georgia pretty well had a 10 to 10-point lead throughout most of that contest, from what I could just see following the score. I mean, so I think they end up winning by 11. I think so.
88. I think it was 82-69. I think it was 13.
Yeah, 13. Okay, so I mean, not quite on the same scale as beating someone 30, but beating Kentucky by 13 when most people would have thought you might win by one is pretty surprising.
I'd take
I think we better figure out Georgia's pretty good.
Yep, I'd take a 1-point win or a 13-point win. Arkansas, what'd you say, 2.5? Is that the line on the Bet Snap?
Yeah,
they're favored by
Arkansas
2.5.
Favorite. I'd take a half-point win and run to the locker room.
I don't care if they cover or not, just one win. Chris Beard had some thoughts on the Razorbacks. Here's what he said about his opponent earlier this week.
Definitely got to have strategy with their length and size, legitimate size and athleticism around the basket. So absolutely, that's a focal part of the game plan.
So I think for Arkansas, they're going up against a trio of guards. Morrell's the one that's been around for seemingly a decade. It hadn't been that long. Your guards have to play a lot better. DJ had a good game this past Saturday against Tennessee, but you look at Boogie Flan, who was 5 of 15. You look at John L. Davis, who's 0 for 4. I mean, you need some explosion for these guys tonight. I think Boogie has a pretty short memory, even as a freshman. That's a staple of Cal's guards, especially early on. They're kind of figuring things out, and you hope that, he goes off tonight, because if he doesn't, I don't know how they're going to win this basketball game later on.
Got to take care of the ball, and that's one of the challenges Ole Miss gives you. Is this a man check tonight on the glass? Is this a man check in the rebound category?
Ole Miss rank in rebound.
Well, regardless of where they rank, you just can't let now. One of the things that to be pointed out, and I think it was shown last night or exposed even more. Tennessee, we talked about this yesterday. Tennessee had 29 offensive boards. Means you're missing some shots. You don't get O boards unless you missed a shot. Second chance points are good, but there's a reason you got a second chance point, and they had a lot of third and fourth chance points in that game against the Razorbacks. So, those are some of the issues. I don't think tonight you're going to see a game where a team's going to, get even a fraction of what we saw on Saturday in O boards when Ole Miss rolls in here.
All right, so you've got Arkansas and Ole Miss at 6 o'clock, Bama against South Carolina at 6. That's on the SEC Network. A&M.
We're on 2, right?
Yes, ESPN 2.
We won't have to wait on somebody to be done like we did on Saturday.
Yeah,
so.
that was important that you.
That's another beef.
You said that during the break. That's a worthy beef. A&M takes on Oklahoma. That's at 8 p.m. on the SEC Network. I mentioned a couple of the outcomes thus far, in addition to the Tennessee and Florida game and the Kentucky and Georgia game. Auburn won by 5 against Texas in Austin. Mississippi State went on the road to Nashville and won by 12. And then LSU lost by 16 on the road to Missouri. Those were the 5 games that are on. Last night, you got 3 tonight, like I said.
All right, that's your SEC update this morning. It is brought to you by Sassy's Barbecue. Great place to go tonight. Have some dinner, watch the game. It's not patio weather, that's for sure. So huddle up in the Red House or the location just off the Weddington exit on Steamboat. They got TVs all around the restaurant, and you can join Chuck and Coach Cal there for Coach Cal Live. They do that at the Weddington location or the Steamboat Drive location just off Weddington at Sassy's Barbecue. Eat, drink, and be sassy at Sassy's Barbecue, 2 locations in Fayetteville. Why does ESPN and college basketball do that? They schedule a college basketball game for 2 hours on TV. What percentage of games in college basketball finish in under 120 minutes, from start to finish? Just doesn't happen.
You're in management. You tell me. I have no idea.
I'm going to say less than 5%. You've got 9 built-in timeouts into a ball game with medias, plus the called timeouts. And if the game's close at all at the end, you're never going to finish on time.
You see that ticker on the bottom of your screen. Arkansas and Ole Miss coverage will be on ESPN News and until the game goes. Luckily, like you said, you don't have to worry about that tonight.
It's crazy. I just don't know why they try to fit a 2-hour, 15-minute game in a 2-hour box over and over and over, and it never works out. Because when Arkansas started on Saturday against Tennessee, I think it was Kentucky, Florida in front of Arkansas.
Correct.
Still like
Yeah.
7 minutes left.
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even to the under. You're just to the under 8.
Yeah, I was getting quite annoyed, and we flipped it over to, I think it was on ESPN.
It's on news,
Yeah.
but I mean, which was easy. But I mean, it's a bad plan. I guess is my beef. It's a bad plan to begin with.
I'm in. I could not. I couldn't agree more with you there. Here's a question for our audience at 877-377-6963. We're talking about how good the SEC is in basketball. Double-digit NCAA tournament bids is probably the possibility. What's more likely to happen? The SEC win its 4th consecutive national title in baseball, or the SEC winning its first since 2012 in basketball?
More likely, baseball.
You still think it's baseball?
Well, I mean,
even with the number of teams.
There's just not the ACC historically has given you some competition as a conference. Virginia's been good. North Carolina's good at times. Florida State's got some history. Miami's got some history. There's a few teams that have been out west in the Pac-12. We'll see, how that goes. Some of that West Coast baseball, some of that structure's going. But I mean,
as Oregon State still a power.
I mean, what's more likely? I mean, if likely is the key word to the question,
you'd still say baseball.
Yeah, because there's a lot more parity in college basketball. Even though you think this league is dominating, there's still an Ohio State out there. I know they're in the football deal too, but they're a good basketball team. There's still other programs out there very capable of winning the national title that aren't in the SEC.
So what if I flipped the question and said football or basketball? You got a 1 in 4 chance to win the football national championship with
I'd
Texas.
say basketball because I don't think Texas even gets to the final.
You don't think they get.
I mean, everybody's hanging their hat or hoping, well, maybe Ohio State won't play as good as they've been playing. Okay, if that's your game plan, fine. But 2 games in a row, they've proven that's not going to work.
I know Texas didn't have a good defensive showing in the second half against Arizona State, but I mean, the mainstay of their team this year has been that defense. Arkansas only managed 10 points against them in Fayetteville this year. You can look at plenty of other games where that defense is what came up big for Steve Sarkisian. Curious to see if they're able to stop that Ohio State offense that's been unbelievable with Smith, Henderson, and also Quinshot Judkins, who came over from Ohio State. I know Steve Sarkisian's name has been tossed around with the Dallas Cowboys. For those that don't know, Jerry Jones, I don't know if it was Jerry or Steven, but they declined the Chicago Bears from interviewing Mike McCarthy on that. I know Jerry, again, doesn't necessarily...
I don't have a sense of urgency.
That was talking about with CeeDee Lamb in the offseason. But, I mean, is there a sense of urgency now to figure out what this head coach, what's going to happen with this head coaching situation in Dallas? I mean, you think about...
Well, you're going to know his contract runs out
14th.
Well, 14th. So, I mean,
next Tuesday.
I think you'll know in less than a week, right?
Bears are reportedly going to interview Pete Carroll now, is what's going to happen. If you're a Chicago fan, who would you rather have, Pete Carroll or Mike McCarthy? Now, keep in mind, Pete's 73. He's not 53. He's 73.
Probably McCarthy.
You'd still, just because of the timeline.
And the familiarity with the division.
Being with the Green Bay Packers and everything. I just, for Cowboys fans, I think it's like you're wandering off in the wilderness. Sometimes like Arkansas basketball, for example, and like you got some light at the end when Mike Anderson came in. You went to the round of 32 twice, but you didn't make it to the Sweet 16 second weekend. Hadn't been since 96. But there was at least a sense of, hey, we might be on the right track. And then Musk comes in, 2 Elite Eights, another Sweet 16, and like you got the sense that you belong again. Dallas Cowboy fans haven't felt like they belonged in 20 some odd years. And I don't know if that's going to, and I don't think McCarthy changes that one way or another at all. And I don't know how if you're Jerry Jones, you sell your fan base on the idea that this is going to work. Because it's worked. I mean, you could say it's worked in the regular season, but the only thing that matters for Cowboys fans is the playoffs. So don't know if that's going to.
Why does Jerry need to sell that to the fans?
Well, is it the whole? I know he's had a ton of success from a business standpoint, but if he talked about how I'm forgetting the exact wordage that was used in Hard Knocks, but it was like how desperately he wants a Super Bowl, right? Well, if you're at that stage of life, wouldn't you try to do when you take the Phil Knight approach? And I know it's like he's spending all this money to get college players, which didn't work for Oregon, but at least you can say if you're Phil Knight, man, I did everything I could.
I'm just saying.
I don't think Dallas Cowboy fans feel like Jerry Jones is doing everything in his power to get Dallas back to a Super Bowl. That might be that.
But is that paramount to the process that the fans have buy-in?
I think the whole college and professional sports, while they differ, I still think you have to give your fans a sense of this is going to work. Now, winning obviously is a big part of that, but
selling tickets has not been a problem for Dallas, right?
Mm-mm.
I mean, until this year, the St. Louis Cardinals, they still had full houses, big weekends, all the tickets sold. Now, fans started pulling back a little bit this year. You could actually see some empty seats at St. Louis Cardinals. My point is, it takes a while, and Dallas has not reached that point where the fans have thrown their hands up and said, I'm not buying tickets anymore. And the problem is when you do throw your hands up, there's someone else. There's 10 more waiting in line.
As Dallas,
so I mean, you said, well, how's he going to sell this to the fans? Why the hell does he care about selling it to the fans?
Well, I think the idea is like, as I alluded to, if he truly believes about winning another Super Bowl before his ultimate, like I know that we were talking about the emotions that came out with the Landman clip earlier this week. I don't know how he truly believes that Mike McCarthy is the one that gets him back to the promised land, because he hasn't shown that he has the ability to do that since being in Dallas.
He has to sell it to himself and his family,
and
maybe to the players in the room and the other coaches and into the inner organization. But
who have apparently
I don't think Jerry cares at all about selling it to anyone outside their organization.
Who have apparently given him a nod of approval when it comes to McCarthy's future.
Well, who's going to tell him no? You know, whatever Jerry wants to do is what they're going to do. You know,
it would probably behoove him.
And don't quote Landman as the reason why that's not true.
It would probably behoove him in his best interest to listen to other people based on what has played out for the last 20 years on the football field. Now, you can argue up and down, side to side all day long about the other stuff, and I have nothing to push back whatsoever. But when it comes to the actual stuff that fans give a rat's you know what about, it would probably be in his best interest to, listen to other people. That's just me. And every other Dallas Cowboy fan listening right now.
I don't argue that, but I don't think that's a priority for Jerry in the end to make his business plan and his operation go. So, hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. Winter rates are in effect at Gaston's right now. At Gaston's, you'll find comfortable accommodations, whether it's 2 people going, 22 people going, or somewhere in between. They've got the ability to put everyone under one roof and have a great time together. They've got private cabins that have kitchens and refrigerators and everything you need, fireplaces, which are really important right now, and great TV and fiber internet that will make sure that all the kids' devices and your business laptop and your streaming stuff, all that stuff will work too. There's nature trails and fitness opportunities there, and fitness room on the property. So everything you need is right there. And the great thing is every cabin has a great view of the White River as well. 870-431-5202. Ask about winter rates at Gaston's White River Resort. First class time every time.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hi, this is Truett Tollett with WT Equipment. We're here to help you get ready for the year ahead. Take advantage of our small engine shop special. Just $129 to service your mower or handheld equipment, any brand. Don't wait, this offer ends February 28th. While you're here, check out New Holland Tractors, Bobcat Equipment, and more. Tough, reliable, and ready to work as hard as you do. Visit any of our locations or online at WTEquip.com. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
Arkansas was awesome to play at, man. Bob Walker Stadium goes off.
Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
At Central Hydraulic in Fort Smith, the work doesn't just stop when the temperature drops. We're your go-to service provider. Be sure to prep your machine and stay ahead of the frost and costly damage. Still using summer oil? Winter-friendly oil is the weapon your machine needs. Be sure to get an oil change. Check your hydraulic fluid, fuel prep, and battery check. For all these services needed in the cold weather months, come see Central Hydraulic for all your hydraulic needs at 6104 Highway 271 South or call at 479-646-0571. Central Hydraulic, your service provider.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Are you tired of the same old smelly gym? Then it's time to try something new. Let's Hang Out. The Hangout Fitness and Sports is the River Valley's only multi-sport family-friendly facility with a 24-hour gym and indoor courts for tennis and pickleball. With over 8,000 square feet for the gym alone, it's never overcrowded. The Hangout has certified trainers on staff with group personal training available. If HIIT, bar, yoga, or Pilates is your thing, they have that too. Join today and get January for free with a 3-month commitment. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's Hang Out.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home, quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
We got a Pro Hog update coming up in just a bit. Our final beefs here on What's Your Beef Wednesday, as well as we continue on here, the morning rush. Hey, before we go any further, we got a chance to catch up with our friend David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi yesterday. I know weather is changing in not just Northwest Arkansas, but across Arkansas. So if you're in the River Valley area, you're in Northwest Arkansas, and your tires aren't what they need to be, maybe they're worn down a little bit, maybe they're one is going flat on you, whatever the case may be, listen up, because it's buy one, get one free tires right now with both Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale and Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith. It's a great deal. You can always check out their selection at both locations. Tires are a big theme this time of year with the ice, with the snow, with the changing of temperatures. So make sure you have the best ones on the road at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. All right, boys, before we get into our Pro Hog update, I'm excited about tonight. Any final beefs? My dad's suggesting Mucinex like you did. So I've got it written down to go grab some Mucinex.
The fact that you have to write it down is still astonishing to me. You feel bad. You got the crud. Isn't that enough of a note?
Well, I mean,
if it gets written down, it's happening though.
Yeah, I write stuff down and then I cross it off. It's gratifying.
I got a friend that he'll put in his phone, take vitamins. He'll schedule that out. An alarm will go off, take vitamins.
Good. And you know what he does every day? He takes his vitamins.
He hits snooze. That's what he does.
He takes his vitamins. I don't blame him one bit. All right, that's my beefs. Get rid of this crud. Any final beefs this morning? Nothing?
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
Anything a few from traffic yesterday, but who cares about that?
Okay.
You could beef on traffic every week.
Colton, anything?
No beefs for me.
Okay. Pro Hog update time.
This is the Pro Hog update.
The offensive line and fullback from the NFC going to the Pro Bowl. You know you do. Frank Ragnow.
53 for Cam Little, who's only missed twice all year. The rookie out of Arkansas drives this one, and it is good.
And here from 48 to extend the lead at the break. Bates bangs it through again. Here's Portis with a 3, and it's good. A lot of heat on that pass. Joe, he is not going to pass on the throw.
All right, got a big game tonight in the NBA featuring 2 former Razorbacks and 2 former Northside Grizzlies, Colton.
Yeah, super excited to watch Isaiah Joe and Jalen Williams tonight. The number 1 seed in the West, Oklahoma City Thunder. They are 30-5 taking on the Cavaliers, and it's like one of the most historic matchups in NBA history. It's like 2 teams that are on a huge winning streaks right now. It's going to be a big game happening tonight. I'm going to have that game on like Utah, at the game tonight. I'm going to see if I can take some sneak peeks at it while Arkansas is playing Ole Miss tonight. But yeah, Isaiah and Jay Will coming on strong for Oklahoma City this year. Isaiah's got 8 points, 2 rebounds, shooting 35% beyond the arc this year. Jay Will coming on strong here, coming back to the Thunder. In the last 8 games, he's got 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists because he always makes plays on the average.
Pardon me for not They've won, 15 in a row?
15 in a row. Cavs have won 10 in a row. He mentioned the history of it. It's the first time this has ever happened where 2 teams have met like this. And the NBA has been promoting the heck out of this. So hopefully, and again, when promotion, you see 2 Arkansas guys that are right in the thick of all this. So pretty cool. Frank Ragnow, that highlight. He's made a Pro Bowl. He's a starter. Cam Little's season is concluded. Jake Bates is still a rolling. They're the number 1 team along with Frank in the NFC after Detroit wins this weekend. So plenty of Razorbacks here in the next few weeks of not just the NFL, but the NBA too.
Yeah, NFL about to wind down. We'll just replace that with Major League Baseball because spring training's about to crank up. And I was told over the weekend Connor Nolan's been given an invite to be with the Cubs in their spring training. So
let's go.
That's awesome. All right, that's your Pro Hog update brought to you by our friends at LureNet.com. If you're looking for the perfect way to get your favorite lures from Pradco, then click on LureNet.com. And not only do they have the brands you want like Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site includes exclusive deals and baits that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, get free shipping for all U.S. orders over $35. So be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to some brand new tackle this year and find the treasures at LureNet.com. And check out LureNet.com today for all the best deals. That's LureNet.com.
Chris in Fayetteville suggesting to go the NyQuil route. Do you guys do NyQuil or DayQuil? at all?
I don't. My wife does.
Okay, he said take a teaspoon by 5, it would be knocked out by 7. I
We-
think I'm
we
gonna.
we used to go out and split a bottle of wine in our younger days. Now we just get a bottle of NyQuil,
NyQuil.
split it, and go to sleep.
That's what
You know,
happens.
That's what we do.
Colton mentioned he's at the game tonight for us for ESPN Arkansas. We'll have the coverage beginning at 5:30 courtside. Chuck and Z, and the game gets going at 6 between Arkansas and Ole Miss. Razorbacks are favored. I was surprised when Tommy told me that earlier, but they are the favorite
2.5
against the Rebels tonight.
Yeah. So we'll. It's gonna be a fun game, big game. Got to win so your back doesn't feel like it's to the wall on Saturday when Florida gets in here. Hey, I know it's cold, but stop by Andy's Frozen Custards, Conway, Fort Smith, North Little Rock. It's never too cold for chocolate.
Hot fudge
It's
on
never
top.
too cold for your favorite flavors. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, all there. You can also mix and match your favorite flavors with their Pick 6 at Andy's Frozen Custards. Download their app today. Get your order ready. Drive up or walk through. They're ready to serve you at Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, Conway, and in North Little Rock.
Austin suggesting I take some Sudafed. I think I might have to get prescribed for that, or that might be behind the counter with some of the stuff. Some of the stuff, it's a little stronger than others when it comes to that type of things. All of our stuff from today, including our conversation with Tom Hart, who's on call for tonight, and with Richard Davenport giving us some updates on these recent Arkansas signees, is in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, which will be put up after the show. And you can always listen to us and watch us live on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, and on Twitch as well. For Tommy Kraft, Colton Little, I'm Ty Richardson. Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones coming your way next here on ESPN Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the fence man was my